Konnichiwa, Kawaii Critic here to review My Little Pony Season 6, Episode 4, On Your Marks. So we begin this episode with Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle being enamored with their cutie marks. Apple Bloom tries to get them on track and gets a little bit distracted as well. But she says, oh, we gotta do some yodeling, and that's what we're gonna do to try to find our cutie marks. She then gets reminded that they already have their cutie marks, and after a little bit of embarrassment, they go out and try to help find other ponies get their cutie marks, and we get a montage of them going to other ponies who either already have their mark or are too young, like the pound and pumpkin cake filly and colt. And they get through the montage, and after that they see that they sort of stumble across Bulk Biceps, who has an issue. They decide, well, we can help you out, and he gets in the clubhouse and he says his issue, and they solve it relatively quickly. And I mean, like, in a few, like, he gets his lines, they help him, and then he's sort of on his way. So after helping him, they see that they do their job pretty too quickly, and they decide, you know what, we can have a little bit of fun. We haven't done that just to have fun. It was always trying to get those cutie marks, and now they can just have fun. So they decide to try each other's hobbies because they all call out their different hobbies, and thus different thing happens where Scootaloo tries to get them to do scootering, and they go, well, she goes and she does her thing, and the other two just sort of fall back. And then we join Sweetie Belle as she sings, and she has this sophisticated piece, I guess, and the other two can't quite read it or something. Otherwise, they probably would have been able to just sing and harmonize. I mean, they did that the last time. So that joke was a bit odd, but we then join Apple Bloom as she does her potion mixing, and she's the best at that, and the other two can't quite get it as well. So they're in an impasse of each other's hobbies not being that good for each other. And then Scootaloo suggests, well, we can split up, do our own unique hobbies by ourselves. But Apple Bloom doesn't want that. But they say, you can do this, you can define your own hobby, and then they sort of go out and do their own thing, and Apple Bloom is left alone. And then we get a nice song from Apple Bloom as she sort of goes through these previous things that she's kind of done before, but she doesn't quite feel the same, as, you know, she's still so attached to trying to do things with her two friends here, and you know, she does like pie making and all this other stuff, and it doesn't just quite meet her expectations. And then she finally comes into this sort of ballet place. She steps inside, and she then says she wants to be partnered up. And when she does, at first they do the tango, and things seem to be going actually pretty nicely for like a few seconds, and then Apple Bloom takes control and spins them out of control. And then the teacher says, well, you'd probably be better as a soloist, and that discourages Apple Bloom to the point of leaving. And then there was this shy pony. I couldn't quite get his name. They said it really quickly in the episode, so for the purposes of this review, I'll just call him Happy Hooves. You know, he's sort of this tap dancing pony, and it kind of reminded me of like Happy Feet. You know, so he's like this tap dancing pony. And he's like this small colt. So he sort of joins her, and then he's like, oh, you can do this. Just have fun with it. You know, being a soloist can be great. He shows off what he can do, but Apple Bloom is still too distraught, still too focused on her issues, and completely misses the point of him not having a cutie mark at the time. So she sort of just leaves. And then she's sort of left alone in the little cabin house, and then the other two rejoin her, and they see that she kind of is losing it a little bit here. She sort of has like this almost Batman esque type moment, and you know that joke. At first, I was like thinking to myself, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense, and then I thought, well, Applejack did this whole like thing where she was like pretending to be Batman, and then I was like, oh, well, then Apple Bloom could be like Robin or something. I don't know. Anyway, Apple Bloom is like, well, all these things I tried and I couldn't really get any of them. And Scootaloo was like, well, we could still be friends, but this is just for fun. Just if we want to do something on our own. So essentially, Apple Bloom misinterpreted what Scootaloo had suggested and sort of just wanted to do things with the others. So uh, after that, Scootaloo finally realizes that the cult that she was with didn't have a cutie mark, and then they rejoin him. But he's still very shy and timid, and thus the other cutie marks help him. Uh, Sweetie Belle makes this like pretty interesting, to say the very least, outfit for them. Apple Bloom as well. Scootaloo gets joined by a green pony with dreads, and the very first thing I thought is, OMG, that is a woolly pony. Woolly has stolen pies and is now in My Little Pony. Better watch out, he just might steal your pies. Anywho, she switches the backdrop, and thus Apple Bloom steps up onto the stage, but this Happy Feet cult is still too shy, but she keeps encouraging him to step up, and then she starts dancing a little bit, and then keeps pushing, like, encouraging over and over. She sort of falls off the stage, and she says, once again, you can't be any worse than what I just did. So he sort of finds his rhythm and dances his heart away and does a power slide, and the crowd goes wild. And then after that, he gets his cutie mark, and mission accomplished for the Cutie Mark Crusaders. So they helped this young cult, and now they discuss how you could just have a hobby, and you could have your specific hobby, and we could still try different things, but we can also try to help other younger ponies with their problems, if they have any, if they don't have their cutie marks. So this episode was really fast paced. There was a lot going on here in this episode, from helping bulk biceps to helping this young cult to Apple Bloom's problem to Scootaloo trying to help her realize that you can just have fun once in a while. So there are quite a few lessons in this packed in this one episode, and it's really interesting. Uh, and you could miss a lot of things. And from what I've seen, I mean, I kind of shipped Apple Bloom and Little Happy Feet there. They had a cute moment together. But I would assume, since previous episodes I've seen, that sometimes background ponies will be in one episode and then you might never see them return. So I don't know if he'll be a returning character or not. I'm not entirely sure, but it'd be interesting to see him pop up every so often as a background pony or something. It seems like, once again, Ponyville is trying to fill itself up with different types of ponies doing different types of things. And we see, like, Apple Bloom doing different types of things in this episode. Like, there's this art part, and, we see Tree Hugger there, and then we see all these references as well. Uh, and, we might see other younger cults. My hope would be, it'd be interesting to see Sweetie Belle help Button Mash. I mean, that's a couple or a ship that a lot of the fans go for, and I could see that being an episode as well. Could it involve gaming? I don't know. That probably would appeal to gamers. They might make a gaming reference. They've already made a Metal Gear reference in the past, so I don't know. They could fit something else in there, I'm sure. Scootaloo could help. I don't know any younger flyers off the top of my head, but there might be other. There might be an individual that she might help in this season as well. It'll be interesting for the CMC if they get that type of time in this season. Um, and that's about it. So, this has been Kawaii Critic. And remember, guys, keep it kawaii.